Hey, how's it going, guys? Well, today it was yesterday. Um, we had a great football game, a hell of a football game, college football game. It was just amazing. Great for great for sports fans. And then, ooh, the basketball world was so crazy, man. It was crazy last night. That was a crazy 3 game stint last night. I didn't want to play. A buddy of mine actually pushed me to play, so it is what it is. Quick recap of my lineup. Man, you had injuries last night, no shows, disappearing acts, all types of things going on last night. I rolled out this lineup on FanDuel at the last minute. Had Drew Holiday. I mean, you could have got lucky in, with all the zeros and low scores and, everything. You could have got lucky and won you some nice money last night. So I had Drew Holiday, Michael Carter Williams, Dwayne Wade, Victor Oladipo, Harrison Barnes, Dante Cunningham, Anthony Davis, Dirk Nowitzki, and Carl Anthony Towns. Towns, Davis had monster games yesterday. Davis did all that damage in 3 quarters. It would have been, nice to see what he could have did in a full stint. Carl Anthony Towns, he went berserk, probably missed about 3 shots. Um, you know, Heading over to DraftKings, I'll show you guys my lineup. It's like I said, this lineup, this FanDuel lineup put up what 315 points, cashed everywhere. So it is what it is. And my DraftKings lineup played really light last night. Uh, when you're in doubt, I had a feeling about the slate. Anyway, I had some crazy. This lineup is kind of similar to my FanDuel lineup. Right along the lines. It's kind of similar. I had uh, these 3 in there. Bogut, he ended up not playing partial of the third and the fourth. Uh, he was out with an injury, so I didn't get a full swing on him. Hey, mamas. Um, Carl Anthony Towns, self-explanatory. Nick Buckets, he didn't do too well. He didn't do too well as I thought he would. Wade, he did pretty nice. And Holiday, I could have, probably because of the blowouts and all of that, his fantasy production kind of fell off. But overall, cast everywhere. It is what it is. So moving along, man. Let's get into this slate. It's good. There's some good to like about this slate. It's bad to like about this slate. Let's see what we got on tap. Mm, Let me hit the edit, and we can get these games up, and we can see how we're looking for the day. Don't want to try to bore you guys, and I want to try to get through this quickly. I know my videos they're pretty long, but to each his own. Some people like it, some people don't. Anyway, we got the first game on tap. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 game slate today. For restyling today, haven't really looked too much into things, but that's how I do. And, that's what I do. So we got the Chicago and Milwaukee game. Chicago and Washington game. They have the total. Vegas has the totals at 203, and we got Washington favored by 10. Chicago will be at Washington, and we have Dwayne Wade would be out, along with Dwayne Wade is out along with Jimmy Butler. He should be out today too. So, I mean, it remains to be seen if Chicago can keep this game close. You know, you got plenty value here. So on a slate like this, it's going to be a scary slate. But just with this value that's opened up alone, somebody has to put the ball in the basket. Somebody has to do something on Chicago side. So the whole team would probably be value plays. And then as far as the Washington side of things, um, you have some things you want to probably think about as far as if you want to take advantage of the situation, or do you want to just take advantage of it and pick Washington players, or use some Chicago Bulls players for some value, or mix and match, or anything is possible. You want to hope Chicago can at least probably stay in the game. All types of things can happen. It's going to be a crazy slate. But everybody from this game was, they should be in play. Um, it's just how you feel like you want to go about things. Moving over to this Brooklyn and ATL game, Jeremy Lin is out. We have a total of 214. Atlanta by 7.5. Jeremy Lin is out. Booker is questionable. I don't think Mo Williams will play. The recently acquired Mo Williams will play. But overall, this game does have blowout potential, and then you just have to see. You, for fantasy purposes, you'd like to see Atlanta try to keep this game. Brooklyn try to keep this game close. You never know what can happen. At the end, all we can do is fantasize. There's a lot to like about this game and these players. Brooklyn is probably at the bottom in the defensive category in the league. So you're looking at just about everybody on the Hawks team is in play. You can pick your poison, and then similar to that Bulls game, you can take nitpick off of the Brooklyn side of things as well. It's just hard to right now to pinpoint the minutes that they're getting over there in Brooklyn. They're fluctuating. They're going up and down, and that's just really frustrating for a DFS player. Last two times I rostered Kilpatrick were actually the last two games. I was looking for the minutes that he had been getting. They just weren't there. The coach was saying he was monitoring these main players' minutes because of the back-to-backs and things like that. But it's always a new day. Take Sonny Boy sleep in the bed. He's in the bed also. But yeah, minutes is minutes are gold. So if we can nail down the minutes and things like that, there's gonna be some fantasy gold in there. Somebody got to do something. But it's like pick your poison here. Moving over to the Boston and Toronto game. Interesting game. I believe Zeller is out. Avery Bradley is out. On this game, we have a total of 218. Toronto by 4.5. So on the Boston side of things, like I said, you're looking at Avery Bradley out, Young, Tyler Zeller out. So it's looking like the Isaiah Thomas show. Marcus Smart, he'll move into the starting lineup again. He'll most likely, he might get DeRozan if Crowder doesn't. Let's just have to wait and see. If I was a coach, I'd probably put Crowder on DeRozan, and but you just have to see. watch the game and see how it plays out. I'm really liking Isaiah Thomas. He's gonna have to take over he's gonna have to take over the scoring load. Uh, I would imagine they would have to lean on uh, Marcus. Everybody's gonna have to take a scoring bump. He's coming in at 9,100 on DraftKings and 8,900 on FanDuel. Uh, he's been tearing it up, folks. He's been tearing it up. 50, 60, 30, 62, 60. So he's been doing very good as of late. Absolutely on fire. That price tag is, you know, that price tag is it's kind of high, but it is what it is. Last time these two teams met, he did not play. Um, Marcus Smart, his price tag has risen up to 5,800 versus um, a 5,200 tag on DraftKings on FanDuel. Um, to get him at 5,200 on FanDuel, somewhere that you want to probably play him there. He's been pretty good, as of late, especially due to injuries and things like that. Almost put up 50 fantasy points, but he went 10 times value right there, and that's very good. That's what we're looking for. Now he's almost up to 6K. He's gonna have to give us around a good 30, which I probably have no problem with rostering Marcus Smart. And another player I want to look at is Al Horford in this one. Not a great rebounder. He does get buckets. Uh, his peripherals are pretty nice. He does a little bit of everything, and that's what I like. He's coming in at 6,700 on DraftKings, and then on FanDuel he is at 7,400. So we're looking at a 700 difference. I like him tonight. He's gonna have to keep up the scoring pace. He has the mid-range game, and he's someone that you can look at. Last time these two teams met, um, I believe Horford had a pretty nice game. He had 19.7 rebounds, 66, and a block with 4 turnovers that led him to 34.4 fantasy points on FanDuel. So he's looking, if you're looking to get a piece of this game at a very nice price, that's a very nice price if you want to get a piece of the Boston side of things. Moving over to Toronto, DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, those two guys, they log in hella minutes. Valanciunas, I mean, what's, I mean, he's coming in at 5,100 on FanDuel and 5,200 on DraftKings. He's just all up and down and over the place. It's just something somebody I gotta put in GPPs. I can't trust him in cash. Last time these two teams met, Valanciunas went for 24 minutes, 6 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 turnovers for 16 fantasy points. That's what I'm saying. Bad rebounding team. I know his usage isn't that high with DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, getting a whole bunch of usage over there, but he's just been so on and wishy-washy. I can't trust him in cash, but I definitely can, throw him in the GPP, but I might not even be doing that. Trust me. As far as DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, if I'm not mistaken, these guys had monster games last time these two teams met. DeRozan is 9,000 on FanDuel and 8,300 on DraftKings. The last time these two teams met, well, I think Avery Bradley did a fake decent job on him, but DeRozan played 37 minutes, had 24 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for 29 fantasy points on FanDuel. Uh, and you can't play everybody. You can, you can if you want, but when you mix and match on the lineups and stuff like that, but I only do one lineup. Can't play everybody. I gotta try to find out, who's the best play on these rosters, or or if I want to even have a piece of this game. I just gotta figure out the best one that suits me. I don't know if I'll be rostering DeRozan, but he is in an awesome spot. Him and Kyle Lowry, it's just a 50-50 toss-up with those two. Marcus Smart might draw Lowry. DeRozan might draw. I don't know who DeRozan would draw. Last time, as for Kyle Lowry, he's coming in at 8,200 on DraftKings and 8,800 on FanDuel. He's been tearing it up, man. He's been tearing it up. Last time these two teams met, 34 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists for him, 3 steals for a total of 49.4 fantasy points. And Lowry has been on fire lately. Last game he had a little hiccup. He was coming off an overtime game with the Chicago Bulls, and then he ran across Beverly, held him to 12 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals for 32 fantasy points on FanDuel. But he has a soft matchup today if he gets the likes of Isaiah Thomas. And the rest of the guys on the team, they're nothing but GPP options for me. Carroll and Crowder. Just GPP options. Moving along to the Charlotte and Houston game, I think on the Houston side of the ball, Batum should be. I'm thinking he's more doubtful. I think, Cody Zeller is questionable, so we have to keep an eye on this. They're going against a Houston team that can be up-paced, and 9 times out of 10 will be up-paced. A lot of points that can be scored in this game. That's something to always keep in mind when you're dealing with Houston Rockets. Just like last game, Houston Rockets played. I dipped into that game. I took Carroll. I've been watching this minutes. He gave me 40-some fantasy points, and that was a plus. But back to this game. We got Kemba Walker on the road, coming in at 8K on DraftKings and 8,300 on FanDuel. This game is kind of crazy because I'd like to say that this game can get out of hand. Harden has been on fire. That offense has been on fire. They've been putting up a lot of points, that Houston team, but a lot of teams have been putting up a lot of points against them. The totals for this game is 224, and they have Houston favored by 9.5. And that thing can be a scary thing. Sometimes you have to think for yourself and try to decipher what you think is going to go on. Interesting play, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I mean, all these guys can get a bump when they're playing this team. So try to analyze and narrow it down, because it's going to be up and down. Like I say, interesting play. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, he can play the 3 and the 4. Some guy that you can, he's a utility man. He can do a lot for your team. Doesn't score a lot of points, but in an up-tempo game, there's opportunities for him to do the dirty work. So he's somebody that you can consider. You know, Jeremy Lamb, he's coming in at 5,100 on DraftKings. I like Jeremy Lamb, at that price. On FanDuel, he's a mere 4K, so that's 1,100 different. So you can pick and choose which site you want to play him on. You get him at 4K on FanDuel, and you get him on 5K on DraftKings. So that's something to look at. But I like him going up against Harden. He looks like somebody. He looks like somebody that I have no problem with rostering, preferably on FanDuel. Uh, Kemba Walker, he's drawing a tough matchup at 8K. He's got to give us 40 to hit value. He's not. He's going to be chunking it up. He gets Beverly, so it is what it is. The rest of these guys, GPP flyers, you can't even trust them in cash. But I'm trying to tell you, there will be points scored this game. So I'm not gonna waste too much time on that side of the ball. Moving over to the Houston side of things, James Harden terrorizing the league. It remains to be seen who they're going to throw on him. He puts up fantasy points in a hurry. Eric Gordon, he's questionable. Clint Capella, we all know the deal with that. And that's about it. On this side of the ball, Patrick Beverly, he's at 5,600 on DraftKings, and Patrick Beverly is 5,900 on FanDuel. He's been playing all right, man. If he wants to be aggressive, he has a good matchup. Last few games he's been hitting value and not disappointing if he don't hit value. The three ball is there for him, and he just does a lot of a lot of this and a lot of that. So much value on the slate. I don't know if I'll probably even be going that route. I don't know if you should go that route. Trevor Ariza, 5,700. Very consistent with his minutes. I don't know how, with all the points to be scored in this game, he has a pretty nice matchup. So all these guys, they're coming in around everybody else's side for Harden, coming in around that 5K range. And, if you're looking for somebody in an up-paced game, these guys, they're not bad plays. The Reza, Beverly, Harrell. So, it's tough for me to nail down who and if I even want anybody from this side of the ball or this game. We already know Harden is already in play. Like 99, 95, 98% of the time. It's just keep an eye out on Eric Gordon because that can change things. Okay, I want to get off this game, and I just want to try to keep it moving. We got Milwaukee and San Antonio. A few interesting matchups in this game. Antetokounmpo, he is questionable. Michael Beasley, he is questionable. And everybody else is self-explanatory. What do we have for this game? San Antonio favored by 9.5, and we have a 205-point total. Now, as we all knew, Some people got burned by ABC. I'm quite sure he'll probably play this game, and I'm quite sure he might draw Kawhi Leonard, and that should be a matchup for a basketball fan. I mean, you know, what more can you expect? Wait a minute. It's just so crazy because I'm looking over here on FanDuel, and I know last game at ABC they had him at small forward. Now they quickly switched him back to two guard on FanDuel. So FanDuel, they just don't know what they want to do. But anyway, he got ABC 9,700 on DraftKings, and he is 10.1 on FanDuel. So go figure. I don't know if I'll be on him this game. I'll probably fade him. Just looking for better matchups and better prices. Although the last time these two teams met, here ABC went for 22 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, two steals. He does a little bit of everything. He's an absolute freak of nature for 42 fantasy points. They'll be at San Antonio. So, like I said, if they can find a way to keep this game close, he could be in play. I wouldn't put it past this game to be close. You don't run across guys like ABC every day. He could be a matchup problem for anybody. The best defensive player in the world, it could be a matchup problem for him. Jabari Parker, on the other hand, he's living around that 7.3K price tag, and I've just been eating it up, man. I've been eating that price tag up, and he's 6,900 on FanDuel. Last time these two teams met, Jabari Parker had 39.1 fantasy points, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. So he did his job, and he's been exceeding value, heavily lately. And that's something, that you want to, be, be on the train. You want to be on that train. He's been playing upwards of 40 minutes. I often like to stack these two because that's, I often like to stack these two. Now that Greg Monroe has came into play and Malcolm Brogdon, these guys have been pretty awesome for fantasy, man. And speaking of Greg Monroe, he's coming in at 6.1K on FanDuel and on DraftKings, and right around the same price at 6K on FanDuel. So he has been getting the minutes. Monroe, he's been really getting the minutes. Last time these two teams played, though, his minutes were down, but the production was there. I forgot I don't know what his price was at the time, but this was a few weeks ago, almost about a month ago. He had a double-double, 10 points and 13 rebounds, 26.6 fantasy points. Jason Kidd can be frustrating sometimes as a coach. But those three guys are somebody you can look at, and also Malcolm Brogdon, since he's been since he stepped into the starting role. His price tag is 5,400 on FanDuel, and on DraftKings on DraftKings and on FanDuel his price tag is rising at 4,800. So about 600 point differential over there. Over to the San Antonio side of things, they're at home. They play a slow pace. It is what it is. Kawhi Leonard, 7,900 on DraftKings. On FanDuel, he is 8,300. Last time these two teams met, he had 33.8 fantasy points. You never know what Kawhi will do. The minutes are there for him. He can explode at any day. Kawhi is Kawhi. He's not going to say nothing. He's not going to tell you what he's going to do. But the minutes are there. Aldridge, he's sporting that 7K price tag. He's been pretty wishy-washy. I mean, up and down as of the last few weeks. He's 7,700 on FanDuel. He's been doing all right though. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of seven out of the last 8 games, he went 35 fantasy points or better. With the ceiling coming in at about 50 fantasy points. So he's been tearing it up, man. And like I say, I think it might have something to do with Tony Parker's minutes been ramped up a little bit, getting him the ball, or you never know what's going on. But if San Antonio can start clicking, or they can be a force with the roster that they have if everybody play up to their full potential. Last time these two teams met, LaMarcus Aldridge went for 40 fantasy points, so that's a plus. He's 7K on DraftKings, 7,700 on FanDuel. As of late, he's been an awesome cash play. I'm a risky player. I wouldn't mind throwing him in my lineup. Paul Gasol, price tag is pretty low for his caliber. It's 5,600, and on FanDuel he's 6,400. So about an 800 difference. Last time these two teams met, Paul Gasol, how many minutes did he play? 27 minutes for 27 fantasy points. Quite sure he hit value around that time. Tony Parker, he's in play. I like what he's been doing as of late. Last game, there was a hiccup in this game. But before that, let me see. He's been doing it, in a sufficient amount of minutes, efficient amount of minutes, and he's been efficient in, in a certain amount of minutes that he's been getting. So you can look at his production. He could go under the radar on a slate like this with all the value that's out there. Let's see, we got 4 games left. I'm going to move on over to the Cleveland side of the ball. We got Cleveland and Utah. Totals for this game, as of now, 202. Cleveland favored by 3. Utah, they're at home, so they can grind it out. They're a grounded out team. Man, this should be a good game, man. Hopefully, especially from a basketball fan standpoint. You got Hill going against Irving. You got damn, what's the boy name? Hood. He has a great matchup. LeBron James would probably be guarded by Hayward. I'd say advantage LeBron there. Then you got Derrick Favors and Kevin Love. It's just a nice, game. Tristan Thompson versus Rudy Gobert. You really have to decipher this game and make the right play. I like Hill in this one. Hill is just that gritty player that you love to have on your team. I wouldn't mind Favors, even though he burned me last game. Rudy Gobert, I don't mind Rudy. Kyrie Irving, he can get buckets. He gets buckets when he feels like it, man. If he needs to get buckets, he can get buckets. He needs to break you down, he will break you down. Um, a lot of players, people probably won't be on a lot of these players, and they'll probably be a little low on as well. So if you can pick the right person, it'll probably benefit you. Um, and I don't know. I'll probably come back to this game and give you my favorite player from this game, but I'm just gonna keep it moving. Over to this next game, Detroit and Sacramento. Oh, you got big boogie over here. This is a late game. I like the fact they got 3 late games. That's awesome for basketball. That makes your late slate very competitive with 3 teams or better. That's awesome. Anyway, what do we have? Detroit and Sacramento. 206. It's a total of 206 in this one. They got Sacramento favored by 2. Detroit just coming out of overtime, a couple overtimes with Portland. So Detroit is overtime prone. Let's go over to the Detroit side of the ball. They're on the road. Drummond, he's been doing the drumming as of late. His last few games, 58, 29, 48, 50, 55. So, he's been getting his drumming on lately. Coming in at 7,700 on DraftKings and 84 on FanDuel. What you see is what you get from Drummond. A 2020 threat any given day. If Boogie plays the center, he draws a tough matchup defensively because Boogie can just about do it all. He can draw him away from the basket. He can do it all. Boogie can do it all. John Lewis, he's questionable in this one, so we'll have to see. Keep an eye out on injury news for that situation. I'll probably have to pause this. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm back though. But anyway, yeah. Players I like, I really like me some Reggie Jackson moving up to the next person on the squad. He is, he's playing very well. I mean, 7,200 price tag on DraftKings, and he's on 7,100 on FanDuel. He's right about, the same price. So, that's something, it's like neutral on both sides. He has a great matchup. Someone I probably, I don't mind rostering with a soft defensive matchup. I can see Reggie Jackson being on the hammer side of things. Tobias Harris, what it is with him. Caldwell Pope, I like him. He stays around that 5 and 6K range. Makes for an awesome play to me. Marcus Morris, he's sitting at 5K. Interesting play. He'll probably draw the matchup with Rudy Gay if Rudy Gay plays, which I'm quite sure he probably will. So go figure. On the other side of the ball, Sacramento, Boogie, absolute stud, 10K. So to hit value, he's 10K on DraftKings, and he's 10.1K on DraftKings, 10.7 on FanDuel. We all know he has the big upside. He could have an awesome game this game. He's probably one of my favorite plays of the night, as long as he don't get ticked off and throws a chair or something like that. I really like Boogie Cousins tonight. Um, Darren Collison, he could be playing better. Rudy Gay, Rudy Gay is a solid play, man. He's a solid play. When he does play, he's a solid play. He just came back after all that time against a Golden State team that you get a bump anyway once you play Golden State. But anyway, he put give him 35 point 75 DraftKings points. He is 6,500 on FanDuel on DraftKings, and then he's 7,100 on FanDuel. Rudy Gay, I think I would like, Detroit is a slow-paced game, and as well as I'm watching right now. Look, just looking at, yeah. Um, Sacramento, and like I said, this is both teams. They kind of slow pace, and I think a lot of slow pace games favor big men the most. So I like Rudy Gay. I like DeMarcus Cousins. Gary Temple, you can look at him for value. Lawson and Collison as well. Uh, Depending on what type of lineups they roll out, I don't know. Cousins could be at the 5. Cousins could be at the 4. We'll have to wait and see. Kufas, I haven't been checking them out lately, but given the minutes, he went against Denver. He got 29 minutes. The last time he went for 10 times. Drummond's not a hell of an offensive player, so it's something to watch out for. I don't think he can get Kufas in foul trouble, but if Kufas happens to get the start, he could be a low price player that you can play, preferably in your late night games or something like that. But this slate has a ton of value. Now moving over to the next game, Miami and Golden State. I don't know what to say about the Miami side of things, so I'm gonna start off with it. We're gonna look at the totals. 219 total. Golden State by 15. Screams blowout, but the injuries are there. Richardson, he's questionable. I think he's more close to doubtful. You have to keep an eye on that. It's just unfortunate with all the injuries that Miami has had. I didn't really run a check to see what Whiteside did last game. He played 30 minutes, 31 minutes, 13, 2. Well, only thing I can say about this game is somebody got to go out there and play. Number one, on Miami side of things, somebody got to go out there and play. Miami is so banged up; they're probably running 8 or 9 men, if that. You look at these guys, Dragic. I don't know about really Reed, but and the minutes you have to watch waiters' minutes. But you get a bump when you play Golden State. A lot of up pace, fast game, a lot of shots, a lot of rebound opportunity. So believe it or not, all these guys on the Miami side are in play. Not gonna say all of them, but the main guys are in play. You know who they are: Whiteside, Dragic, Johnson and Johnson. Those are the guys who I'm probably looking at if I'm looking to roster anybody. So and on the Golden State side of the ball, I mean, it's pick your poison with these guys. Everybody's in play. Watch out for the blowouts. It's just Miami is a mess, but this is in the NBA. All these guys are professionals. You never know what can happen. I mean, like I said, you opposing teams, uh, step their games up. Stephen Curry, he's not a great defensive player, and it's like you know, Golden State, they generate fantasy points, and you never know what can happen in a game. And the last game that I'm going to cover is Portland, LA. The totals for this game is 223. Portland by 1.5. LA Lake, so they're favorites on the road. Um, interesting game here. Interesting game. We all know we're gonna look at the Lakers side of the ball. So we all know how horrible Portland is against power forwards, and Julius Randle has been. Hey, he's been phenomenal, man. I didn't see this coming. I mean, I've been riding him as well. He's been phenomenal. The minutes, they're there for him, no doubt. Points, he's knocking on 20 points most nights. The peripherals are there for a big man. Hey, he's just been balling at 7,400 on DraftKings, and then he's coming in at 7,200 on FanDuel. So fine cash play. He's in play. Late night hammer, whatever you want to say. It's same for D'Angelo Russell. He draws a favorable matchup. He probably be guarded by Lillard. I'm not a fan of Lillard's defense, and D'Angelo Russell has been safe, but his price tag is creeping up. They want him to be good. They want him to be great. His price tag is 6,900 on FanDuel. 6,700 on FanDuel and 69 on DraftKings. So it is what it is. Luol Deng, when he plays, he does. As of late, he has been logging in heavy minutes. He bombed last game against Orlando. Not somebody I'm afraid to roster tonight. I think he can be in play with how many points that I think that can be put up in this game. I think it can be a high scoring game. At that price point of 4,700, he has the upside to exceed his value. And on FanDuel, he is sporting the same price tag as 4,700. So that's somebody you could consider. And those are the guys that I'd probably be looking at if I was to decide to roster anyone from this side of the ball, especially in cash. Portland. Since Damian Lillard's return, I've been kind of shying off of McCollum, but he's been still doing it, and that's a good thing for him, man. Look at it. He's still been doing it, man. I can't say enough. Hey, the boy been balling. At that 8K price, and what's his price on FanDuel? About 9K. You're getting him on 8K on he's about 8,800 on FanDuel. So you're getting him at 8,100 on DraftKings. If you feel like you want to pull that trigger, go ahead and do it. Same as Damian Lillard, he's 9K on DraftKings. He's 8,900 on FanDuel. Somebody, somebody who can absolutely explode at any night, any day, any night. He can just explode. Sonny, you can put them black ones. You can get them black ones right there too if you want to. It's up to you, whichever ones you want to try. But yeah. He's in play. McCollum's in play. Mason Plumlee, he's in play as well. Lakers are not the best when it comes to guarding the big man, and you can see he just went for 34 fantasy points against the Lakers, and coming in at 6K, I feel good about him hitting value, and that's what we're looking for, players that can hit and exceed value. He's coming in at 6,700 at FanDuel. So, and then you have the rest of these guys. Al-Farouq Aminu, he plays the 4. But he moves around. Interesting matchup. He'll probably be grabbing Randall, matching Randall's foot speed. Last time these two teams played, Aminu 33 fantasy points. He's at 5,100. He's been smashing the last three. Let's see. The last few games, he's been smashing value. So he's somebody that you can look into as well. Preferably, he'll be a little low owned. Evan Turner, Maurice Harkless. He played small forward. What you see is what you get with Harkless. Around that 20 to 25 point fantasy point outputs. 4,300 on FanDuel. On DraftKings on FanDuel, he's coming in at probably around the same price, which is 4,500. And hey, the Lakers are not that good at the small forward position, but there is a lot of mouths to feed in Portland. So, if you're looking for somebody that can get you around that 20 to 30, 25 point fantasy point range in the late night, he's someone you can consider. And that's about it I got for you guys, tonight. Always remember, you want to be responsible, man. You don't want to play too much where if you lose, you're gonna find yourself crying, or you can't pay bills, or you can't do things like that. You know what I'm saying? You wanna be responsible. Play within the guidelines and build the bankroll respectively. There's a lot of value on the slate. Don't be afraid to go balance. Just off the back, looking at this slate, I can just feel like I can go balance and cash. Don't have to pay for too many studs. There will be all types of lineups out there, crazy lineups tonight with the crazy value that we have on each slate. And before I go, I can give you guys a play that I like from each and every team for each and every game. I'm not even going to go on the sides of the ball, but I'll give you a play I like from each and every game. And starting with this late night, it's hard to decipher, but I like Plumlee in that one for the upside. This Golden State game, do I have to even say who I like in this game? Good God. I'm not going with any Golden State players, so just keep that in mind. I'll just stick with the Dragic and be safe. I like Boogie in the Detroit Sacramento Cleveland and Utah. I'm going to go back to the well with favors on this one. Milwaukee and San Antonio. I'm going to go out on a limb. I want to say Aldridge. I guess he was my first person that came to mind, but I'll say Aldridge. Charlotte and Houston. I'll just keep it simple with Lamb. He has a tough defensive matchup in Harden, but I'll keep it simple with Lamb. Boston and Toronto. Oh my God. I'll pick DeRozan. Atlanta and Brooklyn. Dwight Howard. Chicago and Washington. I'm not even going to go on Washington's side of the ball, but I'm gonna go out and say Nikola Mirotic. And that's all I got for you guys today, man. Today is my birthday. I'm gonna kick it, man, today. And with that being said, peace out.